welcome newcomers, first and foremost. Jamie's going to be joining us in just a second. Welcome to the stream. Those of you that watch Jamie, you should be able to understand my accent because it's not as bad as his. But welcome everyone to the stream. Today, if you don't know what the series is about, it's called Q and Play. It's basically, we're just having a bit of crack playing games. I have some questions I'm going to throw towards Jamie. We're going to talk about them while we play some games. That's the whole point of the stream. We'll be live for about 2 hours or so. Ray, thank you for the gifted sub to Jamie. I appreciate that. Jamie's not here, I'm out. See you later, mate. But thank you for the follow to you and Morgan.
A tier 1 sub
thank
to
you for the gifted sub.
JamieJayCar.
We're going to
They have given
get
4
Jamie in
gift
just a
subs
second.
in the channel.
Thanks again, Ray, for the gifted sub, you sweetheart. Yeah, we'll get Jamie in just a second. We'll get Jamie to introduce himself to the few people that don't know him maybe from here, and we'll get him to talk about... Hang on a minute. We'll get him to talk about this that he didn't win. We'll get him to talk about that. What's going on, Hannah? How we doing? We'll get him to talk about that, chat. Let's remember who won that. What's going on, Gavin? How are you doing? I'll just put this here on my desk beside me so I can shine it up nice. But we'll get Jamie in now without further ado. I think still on you. Knocked out the first round, I believe, as well. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to play a little bit of a game called Golf with Friends. But you'll take it from me. You can try. You won't succeed, but you can try. But push yourself up and try again. What's going on, Wrestling for Life? How are you doing? Welcome everybody to the stream. Ray, Hannah, Leon, how are you all doing? But yeah, let's get Jamie in here. Let's get Jamie to introduce him. Then we're going to jump into some games. I'll have a few questions. But it's all about just having a bit of crack. We're just going to have a bit of crack. Right, let's get Jamie in here. Jamie, I'm going to ring you now on Discord. Here we are. There we go. Right. There he is.
Yo.
What's up?
Can you hear me all good?
I'm good. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. There's always that anxiety with a Discord call where you're like, is it gonna work? Is it not gonna work? Do I adjust my mic? Do I stick the earphones up my ass to make it work? So I'm glad it's working. It's great to be here. I feel like I'm on the Late Show at Twitch.
I'm glad you didn't stick your earphones up your arse. That's always a good start.
That would have been a bad start.
Yeah, you could use them again. Imagine lending your earphones to somebody. What's that smell? Ah, Jesus. You don't want to know.
I've only recently started to not like smoke inside, and I'm smoking outside. But I sold someone like a pair of headphones or some piece of equipment, and they were like, the smell of cigarette smoke off that object you sold me, Jamie. So it's kind of similar to that.
I'm glad you're already getting slagged over your accent in the chat. I get slagged over my accent, and I've been told that my accent is not that bad compared to other Dublin people. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, well,
go ahead.
Just as well as that, like I'm suffering badly with a severe dose of man flu at the moment.
Oh,
so
God.
I do sound a bit like Kermit the Frog, but I think my accent's a little bit, unfortunately for me, thicker than yours. Like you've a kind of, to me, yours is like a neutral Dublin accent.
Okay, well listen to this, because this is what I get slagged when I say. You ready? And you probably know words: certain, skirt, search. That's what I get slagged over. Those words, because I put U's in them. And every so often, I think I've been doing this so long, and I had a problem with my accent at the start that I think I've kind of dumbed it down a little bit. But when I'm talking to other Irish people, it definitely gets Irished up, if you get what I mean.
Totally get you. And I think when you're like streaming or doing anything where you're talking all the time, it changes over time. Like I was listening back to I used to volunteer in a community radio station called Near FM years ago, and I found a USB stick with some of the old radio shows that I did, and by God, I was common as muck. If you think this is common now, like I was, Jesus Christ, I could barely listen to it. So I think when you're streaming to people, especially like the likes of yourself, like people all over the world, you kind of subconsciously kind of tone yourself down, I think. So, but yeah, like the series I'm doing, which we'll probably talk about later, is called 32 Counties, 32 Questions. And the amount of comments on the YouTube channel underneath saying, he can't even pronounce his own series. Because I'm like, whatever way I
3 and 30, I get slagged over as well. Yeah, I'm
it's,
well aware of that.
it sounds normal to me though, like 32.
It is normal. We shouldn't be getting slagged over this. Okay,
Yeah.
leave us alone. Stop the bullying, chat. And nobody says top of the morning to you either. Nobody
that's
says
a scam.
Nobody says
is a scam.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Jesus Christ.
Right,
How
so
to kill your career before it starts.
So we probably should have started off with this, Jamie, but why don't you, to anyone that doesn't, a lot of my chat will already know who you are because of the pool tournament that we will speak about, I'm sure, later on. But why don't you introduce yourself to the chat? Tell the chat a little bit about yourself, what you do and what your channel is all about.
That's always a question that I struggle with because I'm a chancer. I think I said it to you the first time I met you. I was like, don't mind me, I'm just a chancer. I'm just trying to put stuff together. I don't really know. I do YouTube. I make YouTube videos. I live stream on Twitch sometimes. It's hard to. I always struggle with that question because I don't want to sound like an arsehole.
No, Jamie's playing himself down. Come on. Let the ego out of the bag. Come on, big yourself up. You deserve it.
Okay. If you don't know me now, you'll know me in a year or two as being Ireland's biggest creator.
There you go. That's true. I believe that as well. I sense that happening. You're the most creative creator, if that makes sense. You're the most creative creator on the scene. Thank you for the bits and the subs, by the way, chat, that are coming in. What's going on, Streamer Elite, by the way? I see you in the chat as well. But yeah, honestly, just the stuff that you've put together in the past year and a half alone, you've been killing the game. You've gone above and beyond what anybody kind of expects of the Irish scene in terms of creation. And I have to give you your props on that, because even like I managed to attend the pool tournament, that I again just show the trophy to chat.
I'm minimizing the screen so I don't have to look at the pain of you with that trophy, man.
Just there you go, chat. Do you want me to hold it in front of the camera for the rest of the stream, chat, just like this? We won't play a game. I'll just sit here like this for the rest of the stream. Is that okay?
Me for 2 hours. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, thanks for saying that. I appreciate it, and I was joking when I said that. But look, I'm aiming to be. I'm aiming to do some big things on the scene, if that's what people say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have some big plans and some ideas that thankfully are kind of only coming together now, like because of the likes of yourself and other Twitch streamers and YouTubers who got involved with some of the wacky and weird crazy shit I did last year on Twitch. And I feel like it's only now where it's all kind of amalgamating into like, oh, JamieJayCar's doing something, this is going to be this is going to be something big or something fun. It's only now that kind of reputation is happening, and it took a lot to kind of build that. So thanks for saying that, and thanks for noticing, because for a while nobody kind of noticed. I was kind of in the background doing it, and it's only kind of coming to the forefront now where people are talking about and there's eyes on it and the views are rising and the YouTube's doing better. So
well, that's the thing. Once you start doing more, whatever you're doing, once you put effort into it, and once you put a creative effort into it, which is what you're doing, and you're not just uploading any old shite, you're uploading consistently. When you upload or when you stream, it's good content. So you're not just streaming just to stream, you're streaming, sorry, I had the hiccups, you're streaming when you have a plan, you have something that you want to do in mind. Maybe it's a show that you want to do, like the E-Date show that you did recently. We can talk a little bit about that. Just what made you do that? Because I watched the whole thing. I didn't think I was going to have enough free time to be able to chill and watch it, but I managed to work around. I sat and I watched the whole thing. I was thinking to myself, I'll check it out for half an hour, and I was glued to it for the whole thing. It was fantastic.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I think a lot of people like kind of just came in to have a nose at it and ended up staying for the whole thing, which was the plan going into it. So I'm glad that it was entertaining enough to catch your time, because it was like 2 hours long or whatever, or 2.5 hours. But I seen that other American streamers and stuff were doing the E-Dates, and I was looking at it going, this with like selected people that have a good sense of humor, and particularly Irish people have like some incredible wit, and we don't really take things as seriously as other nationalities.
No.
Like I was watching now, I love Americans. If I hadn't got kids and responsibilities here, I'd probably move to America. I love the place. I always have since I was a child. So I'm not shitting on Americans if you're in the chat. But I was watching the American E-Day on I think it was Aiden Ross's channel.
Yeah.
He's a big American streamer. I think he's banned now, but that's irrelevant.
He's perma-banned, yeah.
But he was doing it, and I just thought this would work so well on the Irish scene. And I had spoken to Garrett about it a year before, saying I wanted to do it, and he was saying, "Oh, I wanted to do something like that as well." So I got in touch with him and said, "Look, I'm going to do this E-Day thing. Do you want to join me and make it a co-created thing? We can work on it together." So he said, "Yeah," and we did it. And I knew it was going to be a good crack with the Irish people getting involved, and if we got the right lady as well. And I didn't want it to be excuse me. I didn't want it to I didn't want it to be like, you know, too crass or disrespectful towards the lady. I didn't want to be just like going on and like people going, "How big's your titties?" or you know, it's kind of silliness like that. I wanted it to be different.
Just on the show, basically.
And have a format to it and make it not just a stream but an actual fucking show. Like, and I think that's what I'm trying to do is create a new genre on Twitch, you know, with stuff, and hopefully going forward it was good. But that was my most successful stream so far, you know, and
it was very entertaining though. Like, sorry to interrupt you, but the people that you had on, I'd heard of some of them, but I'll be honest, I hadn't heard of a lot of them, and that brought my eyes to them, and some of them were brilliant. Like,
they really were, and that's the joy of it, is that it doesn't matter if they have 10,000 followers or 1,000. Like, I feel like we're fucking programmed as you get to know Twitch, it's all about views and average views and how many subs you got this month. But there's funny people out there that may be funnier than somebody who has 100,000 views, you know. We didn't really take that.
There's a lot funnier people out there than me that I'm getting more views than. 100%.
100%. Same, definitely.
Stealing the living, I am, lads. Once you realise I'm caught out, I'm going back to work at McDonald's or something, I'm screwed.
No, it was good crack, and look, it wouldn't have been, I have to say, it wouldn't have been as fun as it was without Garrett's show coming on board.
Garrett was fantastic as well,
co-creating it with me, so I can't take all the credit as much as I'd love to.
Well, you have a great chemistry, to be fair. You've worked on a couple of things. I know you've done a couple of co-casting for like FIFA stuff and stuff like that, and you have a good chemistry together, so it was seamless in the way between the two of you throughout the show. You had your little skit set up and everything. You know what I mean? It was perfect. Two of you worked well as a duo.
Yeah, he has that like Simon Cowell critical head on him, you know what I mean? And I have that kind of, he's creative too, but I'm more like, sometimes my creativity will take over and I go beyond what is, you know.
He'll rein you back in type of thing.
And he's funny and entertaining too, so it was great. And the next one's going to be on, the next E-Date's going to be on his channel, and then I feel like fucking it's an RTE interview here. An exclusive for you.
Get all the plugs in.
An exclusive for you. The third one, the plan I have and that I need to speak to him about, is going to be on my channel. And it's going to be the E-Date, but in real life.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, streamed live with a proper production behind it and some entertaining characters. It could be the end of my career to stream something like this live, but I'll go down laughing if it is, you know.
Yeah, what a way to go out. So we'll jump into the game, and I'll throw a few more questions your way as we kind of get into it. But basically, just to anyone that hasn't realised, Garrett is small chat. I was going to mention that, but let's move on to the game. Let's move on to the game. Let me get the game up. Pepper me said Garrett is small. Poor Garrett. He's not even here. He's getting bullied. The poor lad.
But you've been killing it as well. Like you're killing it definitely more than me. With like I do see fucking 500 people, thousands of people in here at any given time.
That's usually when there's something popping off in one of the games I'm doing. But like, does this series, like you spoke about numbers as I'm getting my thing up here. Not my thing, my window capture for my game, by the way. Let's not calm down, chat. But just as I'm speaking about this, like I'm trying to do this series because I want to get out and I want to do more stuff and I want to get involved in more games and I want to bring other creators to my community and bring their community to other communities and just get involved with other people and play games with other people and have a bit of crack with them. Do you know what I mean? That's the whole point of this thing, is just having a bit of crack with people. Clip that. No, don't clip that. Don't clip that.
No, that's it. And you know, it is nice to associate yourself with different people. And I've made a good few friends that I never would have if it wasn't for Twitch and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Like including yourself. Like when you came down to do the pool tournament, like you were an absolute gentleman. Like you just came up, cleaned up. Cleaned up the table.
You know what I mean? This is how you
took your trophy and left, and you're a legend. And look, ever since we've had a bit of crack and message each other here and there, and show some support to each other, which is class, you know. But as well, you have to be careful as well that you're not too kind to people, you know, because there's some people who will take advantage of you.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's people that will take advantage, no doubt.
Yeah, like I'm totally against drama or anything like that. Like I try and avoid all of that stuff. I just want to have some fun, create some cool stuff, and that's all I'm looking to do. I gave you the password there for this, so I created a private game. You should be able to join. The password's on Discord there.
Okay, no problem. I'll get it now in a second. I'll just open it up here on the stream. I was kind of messing about.
Now, I'm a pro at this.
I've never played this in my life now, so if you start making loads of hole-in-ones and everything, I'm just gonna end the stream. So
they call me Jamie Golf with Friends Car. That's
can we just say that you said that about the pool?
Yeah,
you told me you were great at pool. You told me you were gonna win it and all this, and then you got knocked out in the first round, right?
Funky Town, I'm not lying though. I'm extremely better than you at pool. Like I'm not joking when I say that.
Oh, it's a fantastic password, Jamie. How do I get into an online game? Search Europe? Or do I?
I think you click online and then join.
I don't see a join. I see a continue.
Click online Europe. Yeah, press start. Oh,
start.
Yeah, your start. And then.
Is it?
Browse. Yeah. Sorry. See, I'm delayed.
I don't see your thing. Is that you? That must be you.
Where is it?
I think I found it.
Right, there I am. Yeah.
Hide the password. We don't want to show the chat the password. We don't want them jumping in.
I may as well have given me PPS number out with that bleeding username as well. Fuck, that's me Steam one. Jamie is great at pool. He always bums me in his shed at pool. Nothing else. Pepper me. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's lovely, Pepper me. Thank you for sharing that with the group, like. Right, what are the buttons? I'm in, by the way, so you can start the game now. But what are the general buttons? What do I need to do?
You just aim at your mouse and just click.
Oh, all I have a controller plugged in. Is that cheating?
No, but I think it's easier with mouse.
Okay, well we'll have a look. Oh, is this me first or is that you? That's you.
Me.
You have a hat and all on your golf ball.
Oh, the hat on. Look at that. The jester hat, because I'm a big joker, Funky Town.
Oh, for God's sake.
Right, here we go. Bedinsky.
Is this going to be like a hole-in-one job?
No,
so what
I'm
am I doing?
shy.
Just pulling back. Oh, hold on, it tells me. Use the mouse wheel and mouse wheel down to zoom in. Oh, that's zooming it out. Hold down the left button and move the mouse forwards and backwards to release. Okay.
Just pull it as hard as you can and see what happens.
So she said. Well, that didn't work.
Oh, it's still my shot. It's my shot now. I keep looking at your screen.
Oh my God.
Oh fuck.
Oh, that was.
Oh no.
That was almost fantastic. I might get a. Oh, you got it.
Oh.
So it's a part 2, is it?
I think it is. Is it? It's part 2. Yeah. You play golf in real life?
I've played golf a couple of times in real life, but I'm not very good at that either. I kind of just hit and hope. Is that music a little bit loud? Let me turn down the music a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know because I can't hear it on my end. Watch this hole-in-one here. If I get a hole-in-one here at me and stat, I'm definitely better than you at the pool. So here we go.
What makes you think you're better than me at the pool, by the way? I do have other questions, but let me just get that out of the way.
I think you're good. Like I think you're above average.
Okay.
But I just think, you know, if we played 10 games, I'd win 7 or 8.
I am well aware of this is, I don't mean to sound big-headed now. I'm well aware of how good I am at pool, but I'm also well aware how I play pool, and I'm not someone who like I'll just hit. Do you know what I mean? I'll get down and just hit balls. I'm not someone who takes my time, and focuses on what I'm doing. I know how to track. I know all that stuff. I'm well aware how to do that, but I will take my time, or I won't take my time with shots. I'll kind of rush. Oh bloody hell! I'm in the grass.
No, I'm only joking though. I couldn't really. It was hard. It's hard to tell for that type of event how good you are, how you aren't. In fairness, but maybe we should do like a little stream where it's Jamie versus Funky Town, and there's a major forfeit. We play 10 or 20 games of pool because they go quick when you're as good as us, you know. So
that's it.
And maybe your chat could come up with it like an insane forfeit for us. And let's put. How about we put 100 quid on the line as well?
I feel like I'm being sharked. I feel like this is a pool shark moment where he's.
You can't chicken out of it live on your own channel here, man.
I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. I can say no if I want to. I've just got a bogey in my second ever hole. I'm smashing it at this. So I know you have your podcast as well. I do want to talk about that. So just while it pops into my mind, because I'll tell you right now for free, I have the worst memory ever known to man. So tell me a little bit about your podcast and what made you want to start, because I've seen some of them and they're fantastic. And also tell people the name of it as well, just so people know what to look for and stuff.
Yeah, so I originally started a podcast called the JamieJayCar podcast, and I got some really fucking cool guests on it. But I didn't enjoy just doing it on my own. I studied media production and stuff, so you know, my best subject in that was interview techniques, and I really enjoyed that the most. So, like, I kind of pride myself on my interview skills, but I just don't enjoy the whole process of getting the guest and then, you know, doing I don't enjoy it, but I wanted to continue to do a podcast, but I was like, I don't want to do a podcast where I'm chasing bigger names all the time, and I'm trying to, you know, people only listen because there's a big name on it, and obviously I'm missing a leg as well, so I have I wear a prosthetic right leg, and I kind of wanted to touch on that subject without, but I didn't know how, and then I met Richie F, who is a friend of mine now, and he's blind in one eye, and we just have great chats all the time. And I think it could have been him or me.
Disaster here, by the way, with it.
Yeah, I know. It could have been him or me that was like, let's do a podcast, and the name just came naturally, like the One Leg One Eye podcast, and we just chat about everything. It's not necessarily about disability, but we do. That is one of the themes, and we tried to get people who have disabilities on the podcast, who are doing stuff that is out of the ordinary. Do you know what I mean? So that's where the idea came from. We're still only getting started. We're only on our 9th episode. Big plans for that as well. But like, me and Richie could just sit there for hours just chatting shite, and we're basically doing that, but recording it. So yeah, that's what it is. And we've had, you know, people in wheelchairs on, we've had people with various disabilities, and I don't want to approach it as in like, oh, look at you in the wheelchair, how inspirational. Like it's just a chat, we're just having the crack. It's, you know, and if disability comes up in the conversation, it does. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and excited to see fucking where that goes, you know.
Yeah, you've been smashing it with that. Chat, I know I'm shit. You don't have to keep reminding me. I took me 8 shots to get into the bloody thing. Don't worry, chat. I'm well aware I'm shit at this game. It's my first time playing it. Give me a break.
Roast them more, chat. Roast them more.
Leave me alone.
Timmerboy97
so yeah, the
like
podcast is doing all right, but you know, it can be hard to try and manage them all, as you know, Funky Town, when you're working on different projects. Like if I was working just on the podcast, I could be whacking out clips and doing this and that. So it's difficult to find the time to do everything. And then Richie, the co-host of the podcast, his wife is pregnant at the moment, and he's working like insane hours, and so we're just trying to. We were filming an episode of it today, which is great. But so we're just trying to get as many out as we can, you know. As many episodes
while we can,
out,
basically.
Yeah, while we can, because you know them knife feeds are going to take over for Richie.
He'll be too busy for you then.
Yeah. So maybe you could be the new co-host if you just like gouge your own eye out like Richie did, then we can do it.
Does it have to be my eye, or can I get rid of something else?
Actually, just instead of gouging your own eye out, you can probably just wear a patch, and we'll just lie to everyone and pretend that you're missing an eye.
Just do that, chat. Let's not tell anybody about this discussion, but that's what we do.
But it's a really interesting story about Richie as well. The co-host, he
Yeah.
was actually on a Dublin bus, and I think he was a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
and you know he was acting the bollocks with I don't know where he got this knife, but you know one of them knives that you like flick out or whatever they
Like
are.
a
Do you know
penknife
yeah, but no,
or
they're
switchblade.
like something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he
yeah.
was on a Dublin bus, and he was, do you know the way there's like that black rubber on the window at the bottom of the bus?
Yeah.
He was like being a scaldy teenager, and he was trying to pick off the rubber on the bottom of the window, right?
Yeah.
And the bus went over a ramp, and
Oh God.
the knife stuck in his eye, and he was sitting on the bus with the knife in his eye. So he had to just imagine how fucking scary that would be with people sitting around you. Just wait, imagine being a passenger on that bus, right?
Oh yeah.
And you look to your right. You look to your right, and there's a fella with a knife stuck in his eye. You're just like, what's going on here? So he had to he ended up, and I'm sorry to the chat here for this, but he ended up pulling the knife out on the bus of his eye.
Oh.
And yeah, so he's lived a very colorful life as well, with some crazy shit that's happened to him. So I think when you go through trials and tribulations like that in life, it gives you this kind of weird perspective on life, and we kind of share that. So I think that's why the podcast the people who do listen to the podcast kind of enjoy it, you know.
So chat, write that down. Don't take a knife to a bit of rubber on the window in a bus.
Yeah,
especially when it's moving, chat.
Don't do that. Stream release says bleeding snitch. I'm not. He says it on the podcast. It's out there. It's public knowledge. It's in episode 2 or 3. He discusses it in great detail of the podcast.
Though, isn't it? You know, it's you telling his story, like, you know. But I do want to ask you.
I don't want to take all the credit for the podcast because it's his as well.
Oh
so
no, 100%, yeah.
You know, I have to share some of his stories as well. So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what you've been doing recently on your channel. I do want to talk about other projects that you're involved in as well, but I want to talk about just you for a second. Let's focus on Jamie, okay? You've been doing, and we raided into you one of the nights recently, just because I kind of wanted to get people to get an idea what you're all about and everything before we were leading up to this. And I enjoy your streams. I'm one of those people, I don't know if you're like this, but I'll lurk in people's streams. I'll very rarely say anything. The odd time I'll pop up and I'll say a few comments, but I prefer just to chill out and lurk. What the fuck? Oh my God, I just got hole in one.
I got one as well there. Sorry to take away from it. But that's what everybody says when they don't watch a stream.
Yeah, I've just been caught out live on stream. I do that with Streamer Lee. I do that with your streams as well. No, but I'm not even joking. I do that. I just chill out and I lurk in people's streams. Ah! No. Right. I'm going to get smacked. But,
I know what you mean. I'm not a big lurker though. I'm an attention seeker probably. So I leave a lot of bullshit chat in the chat when I do come in. Yeah. Sometimes. I haven't done it to you though, because you'd be doing the wrestling and you have loads of people, and I don't want to go in and ruin your buzz with like thousands of people in there and distract you with a one-legged man talking shite in the chat. So I don't do it to you as much, but especially when you have them big events on. But when I see like 7,000 people in your chat, I do go in because I'm like, holy shit, this lad is killing it. So
that's when Twitch drops happen. We don't just to anyone here, by the way, that's new. I don't have regularly 7,000 people. Now, there is, to anyone watching, I will have big numbers probably towards the end of the month because the same thing's happening again. But just like to talk about me for a second, sorry. When you mentioned I'm doing the wrestling stuff, like, you can definitely jump in. We just have crack when we're playing the WWE stuff. Like, we have bloody, we do Royal Rumbles, and it's like God versus Barney the Dinosaur versus fucking Spider-Man versus Scooby-Doo and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit of crack.
Yeah. No, I'll check it out more when I see, because I don't know much about wrestling, so I'm intrigued to kind of learn a little bit more about it. You know, like, because the likes of like Streamer Elite is a fan of it, which puts me off.
Yeah, I was speaking to him about it at the pool tournament already.
Yeah, like that puts me off a bit, you know. So
just anything he likes is generally shy.
Yeah. So it kind of puts me off it a little bit, you know what I mean? But now that you like it, I'll definitely get into it, you know.
Yeah. someone cooler likes it.
Yeah.
It's all right. Sorry, streamer elite. We're kind of bullying you now, and you're not.
He's used to it. He was bullying me yesterday on Audrey FN stream.
Oh yeah.
He deserves a bit of ribbon.
Hang on a minute. Where the fuck do I go? Am I supposed to jump over this? Where do I go?
I can't give you. I'm trying to win here. What you already?
You're
beat me
winning
at
by
pool.
about 20 shots.
Yeah, you go. You have to like shoot up the ramp.
Oh, I've been scammed. Let me go. So I have to go all the way back. Is what you're telling me?
I'm failing as well here. I can't even see your ball. Where are you?
Yeah, exactly. Watch this, right? Watch. Yeah, look. Oh, fuck.
We should have done a forfeit for this.
No, we shouldn't have. No.
We definitely should have.
We should not have. Let me go over it. No.
Alan, I'm only messing you. Know I love you. I'm sorry. I'm only joking.
Actually, that's who actually got to the pool final against me.
Not
you. Not you. Alan.
No, I know. Yeah, deadly. I also shout out to. I know you were mentioning the E-date there, and I forgot to mention it, but Alan definitely helped out in the background with the Discord and stuff. So big shout out to Stream Relief for the help, and he's been there from the start with all of the events that I've been doing, helping technically and stuff, and dealing with my meltdowns as I think the whole thing's gonna fail. So as much as I like to give him a ribbon, he's a good skin.
So shout out to Alan. Tell us, stick the supercard. Oh, thank you, Jasper. Right, tell us what you've been doing about the 32 counties stuff on YouTube. A little bit more about the YouTube, because you spoke about your Twitch. I know you've been playing Resident Evil as well recently, but tell us a little more about your 32 county series, because I've seen a couple of episodes. I won't lie, I've not seen all the ones you've done so far. I think I've seen 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And I've seen, I think you did a Sligo one recently, was it, or was it?
Sligo was the latest one uploaded. Yeah, like it kind of like the audience for that is kind of like just in the county. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if I go to Mead, it'll be Mead people who watch. If I go to Sligo, it'll Sligo people who watch. So that's just kind of the way it is. You know, people are interested in their own county, and that's the kind of target I was going for. It's just it's basically it is what it says on the tin. It's 32 counties, 32 questions. So I think I'm 11 or 12 counties in, and I go to a county and I ask a question to the people of the county, and as I said, like Irish people in general are, you're always going to find some funny characters and funny people. And yeah, I go there and I ask a question, and we get some funny answers and some interesting answers, and then we get some answers that you wouldn't even expect. Like I went to Donegal, and I can't remember what the question was. Yeah, I went to Donegal, and we were asking a question, and this chap just came up to us and told us he only had a couple of months to live, and I ended up asking him, like, what does he think the meaning of life is, in a way, as someone who's going to pass away in a couple of months. Now, he only messaged me last month. He's still alive and doing okay, but he does have terminal cancer. But he spoke about the afterlife, and he spoke about what he believes in and stuff like that. So although it can be funny and weird and wacky and fucking messed up, there's also kind of poignant moments in it like that as well. So it's kind of surprising me how well it's doing, and how many people are trying to emulate it now on TikTok and and other things like that. It's kind of insane. But what happened was, when I started, we got about 3 episodes filmed, and then COVID hit, so we couldn't film for like.
What was the last county you visited? What was the 3rd county?
I can't remember now. But
it sounds like it was that county's fault. Probably for Mana. Definitely for Mana. Or Leitrim.
JamieJayCar caused COVID. Everybody, there's the thing. But so that happened, and it kind of halted the fucking filming of the series for ages. So I'm actually going out tomorrow to Limerick to film.
Oh, gee, don't bother.
A new episode, and I'd be wondering, I was going to ask you for advice on the question, or maybe your chat, because I still, even though I'm going out to film it tomorrow, I have one or 2 ideas for the question to ask, but I'm not nailed down on a question to ask the people in Limerick. So if you or anyone in their chat has any suggestions for me, Funky, that'd be fucking great.
Are you planning on interviewing a lot of men? Just ask them which sister they're married to, especially if you're in Leitrim.
Jesus Christ.
Especially if you're in Leitrim.
JamieJayCar does not condone the words and actions of Funky Town.
That was a robot in the back. That was Alexa chat. Sorry. That was my bad.
I have to go there tomorrow. I can't
There's nobody.
sleep.
Trust me, there's just nobody from Limerick watching this stream. They don't have
I wouldn't-
electricity.
Oh my god. Again, JamieJayCar does not condone the statements made by Funky Town 49.
Someone said you don't go near Limerick, you'll get stabbed. Bloody hell. He might now after those comments. I definitely won't be going near Limerick. I think that much.
Yeah, I'm not touching that one with a 30-foot barge pole, man. Not touching it. But yeah, so I'm excited to get back filming that tomorrow and see how it goes. But like, it's got a crazy reaction on the channel. Like, the latest one has over 100,000 fucking views, which
That's
is
madness. That's well done, yeah.
crazy. Yeah, for YouTube is insane. And
Yeah, you just got to hit that algorithm, and it's clearly doing it. Like you said, if it's doing well in the county, it's going
that's
to
it.
do
It's
well.
like, yeah, the people in the county are interested, and some of the counties we're gone to don't get like enough media coverage or don't get spoke about as often. So when people see a video with people in the town talking, they're interested, and when there's some funny and colorful characters in it, it's just a kind of a perfect combination. So it's just kind of like a mini goal of mine to just finish it, irregardless anyway of how many views. Like, I don't care if it gets 100 views tomorrow's episode.
Yeah.
It's just, I have it written down to complete the series, go to all the counties and do it. And, you know, whether it does well or it doesn't, it at least I can say I fucking tried and I did it and I completed it and I finished it. So although it's like, it should have been done in less than a year, it's been like 2.5 years now or whatever. Once I get it finished, I'll be happy, you know, and then we move on to whatever the next YouTube fucking project is. So, but I got sponsorship for a Funky Town as well.
Oh, you did? Did you?
Yeah.
Is this what your little tweet was? Your tweet yesterday?
Yeah, I haven't officially announced it.
You don't need to speak too much more about it if you can't, obviously.
No, like I can. It's just you know, some support with it, and you know, I just put an advertisement. I put an advertisement on the stream, for the company, and you know, I've been chasing that for so long, trying to get just some brand or business to believe in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's happened makes it fucking a lot easier to film it now, you know.
Yeah. It's got crushed by a log. Oh, one's smacked you as well. That's all right.
Yeah, I'm getting rallied here. I know what you're doing. You're distracting me so you can win.
I'm 24 shots behind. I think you're all right.
Okay. This is what this series is all about. You just distract people, beat them at the game, and you look fantastic.
Well, I've played. This is the 3rd episode of this so far. I haven't won one of the games.
Okay.
So it's not going well. My plan, if that is my plan, it's not going very well.
I could be stuck in a loop of eternity here. I don't know if you can see.
That's good. That might actually help me. Yeah, I can see your screen now.
Yeah, I'm stuck in like
Funky Town Buzz to be asked. Funky Town, but the name Funky Town. I'm not going to ask you where your name came from because I think it's fairly fucking obvious. My name came from, if you're a South Park fan, it came from, there's a character called Towley.
Towley.
Yeah. Towley.
Nice.
Hey, don't forget to bring a towel. He's the guy, and he has a password to like some big corporate building, and the password is the theme tune to Funky Town. So that's where my name come from. And then the 49, which is a number I put on the end. Exactly. We're going in to get some big mad console or something in the episode. I can't remember the name of the console, but yeah, that's where the name came from. Jamie, are you okay, lad?
Yeah, I'm stuck in a very big, large pile of logs.
Yeah, what's happening here? Oh, I might be catching up, lads. How many holes are left? Is this the last one?
Oh,
that was a fluke. Wait, what happened? You're back out with a hole. Oh, there you go.
I got it. Thank God. I love the name though. Funky Town is class. It stands out like Funky Town.
Oh, I still lost.
I'd love to see you do an intro where you play Funky Town and you're like, I don't know, in a glitter. You're in a glitter suit and you're like dancing to Funky Town every start of the stream. Did I win?
Yeah, comfortably as well.
Nice. Right, well, we pick it. You pick it. You pick or I'll pick. I have to pick it, don't I? Because we're.
Is there any like mad courses?
Okay, I'll pick a mode that I don't know anything about. Right.
Right.
Okay, the Twilight I'll pick because I know you're a big Twilight fan. So
biggest,
we'll yeah.
Robert Pattinson posters on. You can't see them, chat. You're just off camera there. Can't see them. Big Twilight fan. Actually gonna watch them tonight after stream. All 3 of them.
They are good. Yeah. They have that lady in it who never makes any facial expressions whatsoever. She always just has the same face. What's her name?
I can't remember.
Oh no, what's her name?
What is her name?
I don't know. She always looks like she always looks like someone just told her that her goldfish died.
I won't lie now, and I'm not afraid to admit this to the stream, but I did have a bit of a crush on her a few years ago, so I'll just throw that out there for free.
I saw I. Don't say what?
I'm Robert Pattinson. What? Twilight Man is awful. I've just been told. Why is it awful? It just looks like it's at night time. It doesn't look like it should be awful. The lights are off.
I like a lady who's always annoyed. That's just a trait I go for, you know.
I'm gonna just avoid that. Kristen Stewart. That's her name. Kristen Stewart.
Oh, that's it. Thank you very much. Yes,
that's a dangerous thing to comment on, so I'm just gonna avoid.
Is
that.
it? Why?
No reason. I might see if I can get this shot in here. Hang on a sec. No. So tell us a bit, because I want to speak about some of the other stuff you've done outside your channel, because I actually, and I won't even lie to you, I didn't realize this until I met you in person, but I used to watch the videos you do on YouTube on the we won't speak about the redacted channel, but I watched the stuff on the Try channel even, and it wasn't until I met you in person that I kind of clocked, I recognize him from that. How long have you been doing that as a whole, and is that what generally got you started into creating content?
No, I was doing it before that. So I was making videos, comedy sketches on Facebook that did really well years ago on Facebook.
Facebook. Do you remember Facebook was good on Bebo as well? Was it?
Facebook was the spot for like viral videos, and nobody knew it. So it was like I had a bit of an advantage because the videos, whatever way the algorithm were, if the videos were half funny, like thousands of people would see it. So I was doing that. And,
why didn't you tell me I could go under the fucking arch?
Oh, can you? I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
I've been having a disaster. 11 strokes it took me trying to go over the arch when you could go under it. Bloody hell.
Yeah, so I was doing them videos, and that kind of I was also studying in college, studying media production and stuff like that. I was looking to get involved in anything I could that involved like talking to people and having the chats. So a producer reached out to me. Lorna was her name. Is her name. She's still with us, thank God. Shout out to Lorna.
Hey, Lorna. Thank you for still being with us.
And said, would you like to do a facts channel video, which was before Try, where you taste test stuff, and that was doing really well. I had over 1 million subscribers, so I was like, fucking and I went in there and I think I ate a burger and commented on the taste of the burger, and what's it like 6 or 7 years later, I'm still trying stuff on the internet for the first time. Oh, nice. So yeah, that's how I got involved in that, and
for fuck's sake,
it's been mad though. I've been in like over 100 videos on the Try channel now for the last 4 years, and I've tasted very strange things that humans probably should never taste in their lifetime. So it's been an interesting journey, and I've met a lot of Americans, because a lot of Americans watch that channel rather than Irish people. Like half of my Instagram followers are from America, like which is crazy to me. So no, it's been mad, but trying pigeon testicles on the internet for something that's gonna live on the internet for the rest of my existence and for the rest of my kids and my grandkids' existence. I don't know if it's something I should be proud of.
And you did that for a video. You just weren't doing that off camera. Right? You weren't doing that. I suggested it. What if we just try? I brought these in. What if we try these? Just for the crack. It makes for a good video, lads. It wasn't one of those, was it?
No, thank God. I didn't just voluntarily. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm smacking this ball all over the place.
I'm having a disaster.
Where do you go?
I wouldn't worry, but you go over the hill. Far away to where the Teletubbies go to play.
I think you're.
I'm in the hole.
Oh no, you're not.
Watch this. Back up. Hang on a minute. Oh, there you are.
Oh no! Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's difficult to get it into the hole here.
Have you ever tried pigeon testicles or any type of
No, I don't think I would either. I'm a very, very fussy eater. So I don't I'm not going to ask how much you were getting paid to eat pigeon testicles, but I'd want to be getting paid a decent amount of money if I was being told.
Definitely not enough.
Not enough. Yeah.
I can tell you that. Definitely not enough. Definitely.
I ran out of shots apparently. That's how bad I am. I ran out of shots.
Did you? Oh, am I still winning? Oh my God! What the hell? I have never played this map either, so there's no excuses for you here.
There's plenty of excuses. Like it's raining out. Over the hill sounds like your whole career, does it? Oh, that's not very nice. You can't be bullying yourself. Which way do I even go? Where's the flag?
Jamie loves smacking his balls all over the place. You can see the type of people that watch me are very classy, funky town, you know?
Oh, they're lovely.
Uh,
Why is the
yeah.
flag? How am I supposed to get all the way over there?
Oh, Jesus, now.
I'm just going to hit it. Oh,
Where
there's
did-
the
I don't
flag.
even know
Where
where
am I looking?
I don't even know where the hole is. What do we...
I was looking over in the trees. There's a blue and green flag, but the flag's down here somewhere. Where's it gone? I've lost it already.
You were
There
probably
it
looking
is.
at a different level, were you? Or a different
It could have been, yeah. The flag's down
hole
here.
number.
Oh, I've gone out
Oh, no,
of
you were
the
looking at the right... Yeah, you're over in the bleeding... You're in Australia.
I've lost
Yeah.
it again. I've lost it again. Where is it? I'm just going to guess down here. Is it down here? It is and all. Look at that. That's a great shot.
Come on, the funky.
I could be a golf pro. Let's get into the hole. There we go. Well, I'm going to ask you a question I've been asking everyone that's come on, right?
All
Well,
right.
there's two questions that I've been asking everybody to come on, but we'll get to the other one later. The first one is, if you had to, and I mean you have to, strongly, vehemently believe in one conspiracy theory, what conspiracy theory would it be and why? Or maybe you already do believe in one.
Oh, okay. Fucking hell. Okay. If I had to, I'm very interested in conspiracy theories as a whole.
Yeah.
So, if I had to, it would be that. Now, I don't necessarily believe this, but I don't know.
That's
It
just
would be
him
that.
covering his back, by the way. He definitely believes what he... The next words out of his mouth, he fully 100% believes.
If I had to, I'd believe that aliens came down and built the pyramids. That'd be my one. Is that weird? If I had to,
No?
only if I had to, because like how the hell did they do that? It's
Well,
like, it's
they've explained it by saying that they used ropes and tied it around the blocks and dragged the blocks, but I'm not buying it.
no.
I'm not
I
having
think I think ET came down. He stuck
E.T.
out his
himself
finger. ET, yeah, and his brother GT.
signed
And,
a few autographs while they were here.
he stuck out his finger, started doing weird magic shit, and the pyramids were built. I suppose would you class UFOs as a conspiracy
No,
theory?
yeah, I would, yeah. Because some people don't believe in them, so I would say, am I supposed to go up here?
Do you believe in aliens?
Oh yeah, we're definitely not alone. There's no chance that we're the only civilization out there. Do you know what I mean? There's just not. There's too much going on in space for us to be the only inhabitants. Not a chance.
That's what I mean. Like you know, space never ends. It's eternal. Like so. Oh, even when I think of the fucking idea of eternity gives me a panic attack. Like the fact that like you can keep traveling and traveling and traveling. The fact that that actually exists, that's a thing. That scares because your brain can't comprehend that, so it's fucking scary. So the fact that like eternity is a thing that exists, like you don't just come to a wall and then the wall stops and you're like, okay, I can't travel anymore. You could drill into it. You could do so. You know what I mean?
So you're not a flat earther, is what you're telling me.
No, but I do definitely believe in like I'm not a big mad person that would go. Not that anyone's mad that does it, but I wouldn't be like a fanatic about, you know, aliens and constantly looking up alien stuff and spending my whole life trying.
Same, yeah.
But I do believe that other life forms exist, you know.
Like I wouldn't be saying I seen little green men or little grey men, but I believe that there is aliens out there.
Yeah, I wonder. They could look like anything, you know. They might not even be green. They might be blue.
Could
like
be
the ones
dinosaurs.
Yeah, like the Blue Babadai music video. They could look like that.
Eiffel 65.
Yeah, them lads.
I'm catching up.
They could look like that. Yeah, I definitely believe in aliens, 100%. Does chat believe in aliens as well? I'm wondering. Like, are we mad that we actually believe in aliens, or like?
No, surely the majority of people. Now, this might be what the hell are you after doing? This might be a controversial thing here, chat. I have a soundboard that plays aliens. I believe in aliens a lot more than I'd ever believe in a ghost.
Do you think
I don't believe in ghosts.
Do you not believe in ghosts?
No, I'm throwing that out there right now for free. I don't believe in ghosts.
But what about like the unexplained stuff that happens in the nighttime?
Okay,
like,
well explain this to me, right?
Okay.
For all these ghosts that people say they see. Have you ever seen a ghost of a dog? Or a cat?
True.
Or a cow? Or any animal, for that matter. You know what I mean? Maybe a tarantula, maybe a kangaroo. I've never seen a ghost of an animal. So if ghosts exists, why is it only human people?
Just a cat,
Why is it only humans?
Just a cow at the end of your bed going moo.
Instead of boo, he says moo.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I don't know if I believe it. I think I'd believe in aliens more than I would in ghosts. But I've been to some haunted places before, and I get a very strange, eerie feeling. That could be my mind playing tricks on me.
What's the word? Placebo. Is that like a placebo that you're going in? If you went into that same place and nobody told you this is supposedly a haunted place, people just said this is a nice hotel, and you went in there and you were just chilling out. Do you think you'd have the same experience if someone told you beforehand that, hey, this house is very haunted, people have all these sightings at it, and this and this have happened? Do you think you'd have a different experience if you knew that information going in beforehand than if you didn't?
Is it placebo what you take when you can't get it up?
Yeah. I'm catching up, by the way. Let's just focus on that.
No, I think you're right. You know, when you do go to a place like that, it could be it could be a placebo effect. But I don't know. Some people have very real stories, and you know, a lot of like movies and stuff like that kind of come from a place of truth in a way. You know, like and for generations and generations, ghost stories have always been a thing. So I don't know. I wish I did see a ghost though, right? Because if you did see a ghost, I would like, I'd be scared initially, but then I'd be scared initially, right? But then I'd have this profound feeling of like, okay, there's a ghost. That means there is life after death. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of us, whether we like to admit it or not, go through life and we do have those thoughts. To be fair. We have those thoughts of like, okay, we're all gonna die. Like we you know, we have those when you're lying in bed late at night or whatever. You're like, shit, I'm not gonna exist forever, and it's inevitable that I'm gonna cease to exist.
Yeah.
And the fact, if I seen a ghost, would confirm that somehow there's another dimension, there's another plane, there's somewhere else you go when you die. So I think initially I'd be like, oh fuck, look at that ghost, there's a Jesus. But then I'd be like, oh shit, there's life after death where I have nothing to worry about anymore.
Would you try talk to the ghost? Someone in the chat asked, would you ask the ghost a question? I would. I'd probably be scared shit. I won't lie. I'd either scream or I'd attack it. One or two things are happening. I'd run at the ghost or I'd run away from it. And one or two things are happening. And then I'd probably calm down and I'd probably want to ask it a question. Now it depends. If it's a ghost of someone you know, I think you're a little bit more, okay, let me calm down, let me figure out what's going on here. But if it's some bloke that you don't know and like he's looks like he's covered in blood, you'd be shitting your cacks, like you'd be running away. We're drawn now, by the way, just so you know.
Oh yeah, 56 all. It depends on where I seen the ghost though. Like if I seen the ghost in a haunted house, I'd be like, fuck this, I'm out, and I'd leg it and I'd drive as fast as I could away from the place.
Yeah.
Well, I don't drive. I'd get whoever was driving to drive as fast as they could. But if it was in my house, or you know, I feel like you wouldn't want to run away. It's your gaff.
I'd still run away. If there was a ghost in me gaff and it would look like it was going to kill me, he can have the house. It's his house now.
I don't think maybe initially I would, but I'd want to go back and just go, here, what are you doing? Like, get out of gaff.
Yeah, do you mind leaving? Like,
yeah, like there's other places you can go. Like, get out of here.
Open a window, maybe you see if it flies out.
But what's to say, like, ghosts are always portrayed as scary and evil, and you know, what if it was sound though, and
like
it could
Casper.
become your what if it was a sound chap and his name was like Deco the ghost, and he was just a sound chap and he just wanted to chill, and like you know, you could get them to, like, us streamers could use them to our advantage, where like we make stuff float in the background and all, and he could play FIFA with you online and stuff like that. It'd be kind of cool. Like, so it depends on what type of ghost, because who's to say that all ghosts are scary?
Yeah.
Like, it could be a bang on. You could
That's
just want to
true.
watch the United match with you, you know?
Yeah, and that's it. Like, if you were losing to someone in foot champs, maybe you send a ghost over to scare them a little bit, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, there's plenty of benefits that you could do with it, or like, you know, if there was a lady or a bloke or whatever you like that you liked, and you could get the ghost, to go over and like whisper in their ear and go, "You really fancy Jamie, you just don't know it yet. This is your subconscious talking.
See this shot. This is how Jamie would use a ghost.
Make sure to text Jamie, say, 'What's up, Jamie?' And then, you know, there's so many little things you could do to make it work to your advantage, you know."
And then the person would realize that they're actually attracted to the ghost's voice, and then they'd run away with the ghost.
Then they just hear me going, "How are you doing? What's the crack?"
So you mentioned Manchester United there. I can't help it. I am also a Manchester United fan, so we're going to have to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
What's your feelings on Manchester United right now?
This is gonna sound terrible, because you are supposed to stick to your with your team through thick and thin, and I'll always be a United fan. But I went to see that Liverpool result. Shit, am I still winning? Yeah, by 5. I went to see the Liverpool Man U game in the pub. Now, not over there, but to lose 4-0 against them, and the way we played, I've never seen us play as bad in my entire existence on this place we call Earth. And I'm out for the season now.
You're checked out.
I'm mentally drained with it. I'm sick of hearing the same rhetoric and comments after the game. I'm sick of, you know, watching people on YouTube go mad and say the same stuff after every game.
Mark Goldbridge.
Yeah, I like Mark Goldbridge, but I can't listen to any of it anymore. I'm sick of the punditry and
all the negativity basically.
I can't hack it. And even the way, like, we won 3-0. Like, I didn't watch the match. I didn't watch the match
either. No,
I didn't pay any attention to the punditry, but I did see people on Twitter going, "Oh, United playing like Barcelona," and it's like, the fact that United fans are even the fact that United fans are even saying that is annoying, because we shouldn't be saying that. You know, we're Man United. We should be playing like Man United, who, you know, can be and have been the best in the world. So the fact that people, because that's like something an Everton fan would say, like, "Oh, we played like Barcelona." Like, Man United fans, we shouldn't be saying that. Like, that's how, and that's when you know it's gone too far. You know, that we're like saying stuff like that. So yeah, I'm checked out with it, man. I can't.
Are you excited
deal with it?
Are you excited about next season and what is potentially to come, or are you just kind of expecting same old?
I'm excited. That's my plan, is to get back into it and with a fresh start next season. But unless there's a major overhaul of players,
there's going to be 5 players leaving on free transfers. So you have Pogba's going, Lingard's going, Mata's going, Cavani's going. Who's the other one? Matic. He's going as well. Or did I say Matic choice? I might have said Matic.
No, you didn't. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think you did. But
there's 5 players going anyway. They're all going on free transfers. So there's going to be some form of clear out. Which is good.
Well, maybe there's hope then. Maybe there's hope for that, you know. But it needs to happen. The players they aren't good enough, and I'm glad Pogba is leaving as well. I think he's one of the most overrated players of all time. And, you know, I've had arguments with people on this saying, "Oh, he's super talented, he's super that."
He is talented, but he only wants to play when he wants to play, and that's the problem with him. He definitely is talented.
But is he though? He is. You
only have to watch the France games in the World Cup where
I watched. He was terrible. He didn't do anything.
I'm talking about the final. He bossed that final. That midfield, he bossed it. Yeah.
I watched the whole tournament, and he did very, very little. And I paid close attention because I had I think I had £100 on France to win,
Yeah.
the World Cup. So I watched every game with great detail, and people were like saying, "Oh, Pogba the World Cup winner," and he did, and it's a great achievement. And I'm not trying to take away from that, but he wasn't like a standout player in that tournament in any way, shape, or form. Maybe the final he was, but throughout the tournament, yeah, he did his job, and he didn't do too much wrong, but he wasn't outstandingly good. You know, he really wasn't, and he's never been outstandingly good for United. He's had one or two very good games. He's never had a game where he's grabbed United by the scruff and
the only game that comes to my mind is the City game.
Yeah.
Where he scored 2 goals.
Yeah, I don't know.
The fact that that's the only game I can think of kind of says it all, especially for United. Like,
I just don't like his attitude either, and I don't know whether I should be listening to the rumor talk where they talk about him in the dressing room and stuff, and the stuff that happened with Mourinho and stuff. I think from the start, since he joined United, he has thought in his head he's bigger than the club. And not just going from reading articles and watching stuff. I wasn't there, so I don't know, but you do kind of feel that vibe.
You get that vibe off him. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah, like
I think we're better off without him, and he's better off somewhere else.
Yeah. And I wish him well. I hope he goes to another club, and if he is as talented as people say, I hope he gets it. I hope he shows it, because I haven't seen him showing it, and I don't know where where all the hype came from. I know he's very good in for teams before Man United and stuff. So maybe it just didn't fit at United, and maybe it'll work out somewhere else. And I really hope it does. But I'm glad he's gone. I really am. And I've been saying it from the start that I'm not. I think he's overrated. So it'd be nice to see him go.
It looks like he is as well.
I have a very controversial opinion on it, though. I think we should have held on to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at least till the end of this season.
No. God, no.
I think we should have. I really do.
He had no tactics, no clue, and he was a horrendous manager.
Yeah, he was.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think Ralph Rangnick's exactly lit the world up, but I think he's taken no shit, and I think the problem. You might disagree with me on this. I'm going to go on a bit of an Ollie rant here, so sorry to anyone that's not a Manchester United fan. But the problem with Ollie is that he was too focused on being people's pals instead of being their manager. So he let these players get cozy and get comfy in what they were doing, and the work rate dropped. They weren't working. They weren't training properly. They haven't been coached properly for almost 4 years now.
Yeah.
To the point where the players just... name one player that's improved in the last 4 years at Manchester United.
Harry Maguire.
Is it opposite day? Yeah, exactly. Dilsey just said Ralph wanted to play possession football, so the players couldn't be arsed. That's why they're shy. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, realistically.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for a refresh, and I wouldn't be expecting that and big, but the fact that we're not going to be in the Champions League and stuff is just...
It's looking like we're going to struggle to get Europa League at this point.
Yeah, that's horrendous. That's so bad. It's horrible. It's saddening, and it's not a good time to be a United fan. But Liverpool. What score was Liverpool? Did Liverpool get through tonight, or what?
Yeah, they got through. I was singing Yellow Submarine at one point because Villarreal were 2-0 up, but then they went the second half. Liverpool I think they scored 3 goals and finished 3-2 to Liverpool. I think.
But they're flying high, and as much as I dislike Liverpool, they've had struggles for years as well, So look, we had a lot of years of glory, and maybe it's our turn to kind of sit back and rebuild, and be that kind of Liverpool for a while. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. When they were struggling. So look, we take the good with the highs, and when we get the highs again, it'll make it all that bit sweeter. I think we were getting used to Champions League finals and semi-finals and competing for the league, and maybe it'll make it all that sweeter when we do climb the ladder again.
I'm focused on my shot here. Oh, bollocks.
Yeah. I don't even know where the hole is. I'm just hitting it, waiting for the timer to run.
I ran out of shots. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I ran out of shots. I do see some messages in the chat. Let me go to the messages in the chat.
Yeah, go for it.
People have started talking about ghosts in the chat again. So Jay Sizzle says, I've seen a ghost at an old haunted hotel with a few friends when we were young. Was crazy. Now, was it a ghost or was it a shadow? Jay Sizzle. I want clarification on this because it looks like we're getting back into the ghost stuff because there's a lot of messages about ghosts here. So Jay Sizzle, I need confirmation on this. First of all, what age were you, and how many people claim to have seen the ghost? We have another message here from Hannah. Hannah says, I don't know what it was, but when I was younger, my best friend died. I had pictures of him. Sorry to hear about your best friend, Hannah. Sorry. I had pictures of him on my wall, and one evening it looked like there was something in front of the pictures. Can't explain it, and I don't know if I would class it as a ghost. See, that kind of stuff I kind of am more inclined to believe because it sounds more believable. It sounds more what's going on, Gareth? It sounds more authentic, if you get what I mean. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's hard to argue with somebody who has a story that's so emotionally attached to them, because even if you didn't believe it, you're not going to go, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a load of me hole.
But, like, there are things that people pure swear on that they seen, and it's strange.
That's what I want to clarify that. Just because I don't personally believe in ghosts, if someone says they believe vehemently that they've seen something, I believe they've seen something. I just don't necessarily believe it was a ghost they seen.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's a tough one, but I feel like if ghosts, I'm kind of more on your side about it, or your view. If there is a such thing as ghosts, how come they've never been filmed? Where everyone, like when somebody bleeding does anything now, it's on TikTok in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
So how come no one has got it on a camera if they do exist? And you know there is footage, but like it's some lad in a sheet running past the camera real quick, and it looks like a white glare. Like there's nothing being proven.
Yeah, you can see his Nike Air Max underneath his sheet. Not fooling anybody, mate.
But then again, you know, who knows? Who knows? I don't.
You were we to say we're just two Egypts on Twitch. Like there could be ghosts for all we know.
It could be, and I'm going to have a Halloween special this October as well, where I'm going to a haunted house, so I'll find out the answer once and for all.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. You were supposed to have that. Did you end up having that? I remember you seeing you advertise something about it, but I don't actually remember seeing the stream. Did you have that this year? Oh, well, sorry, last year.
I've attempted the Halloween stream 3 years in a row, and 3 years in a row it has failed miraculously.
Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's a ghost getting involved.
Well, yeah, maybe it is. We went to a haunted house on Halloween, and I rang up the owners of said haunted house.
Yeah.
And I said, "What's your Wi-Fi like?" And now this was in the butt end of nowhere down the country, so we didn't have the access. Now I'm not going to do this again this year. I'm going to check it and make sure it's all right. But your man said the internet, no, it's super fast now. I swear to God, you could download 10 films of it in about 10 minutes. So
that's your first red flag. 10 films in 10 minutes. Not even the accent. That would have been a first red flag to me. But the 10 films in 10 seconds or 10 minutes. Sorry, that's your first red flag.
But he convinced me, so I took his word for it, which I'm never going to do. Yeah, I know. I'm never going to do it again. It was a major pre-production error on my behalf to base the whole stream and to bring so much equipment and people down and ideas of what we could do, like lock people in rooms and take a tour of the house and do a Ouija board and all stuff like that I had planned to do. But we got there, right, and we plugged in the Ethernet cable and tested the internet speed, and you wouldn't be able to watch a GIF on the bleeding internet that he had.
Faster speed than a Fisher Price phone, basically.
Yeah, we ended up getting like a little bit of internet and and streaming for an hour, but it wasn't what I wanted it to be. So this Halloween, I promise to the world that I'm gonna make it work, and it's gonna be.
And who's playing the ghost? Did you reveal that, or?
There'll be a real ghost. There'll be a real ghost.
Oh, so you're guaranteeing. You heard it here first, Jack. He's guaranteeing a ghost on the show.
I am guaranteeing we will see or hear a ghost. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do my research and find out where the ghosts live, and we're gonna make it happen. So,
You say you tried to plan it for 3 years in a row, so it's clearly something that you're interested in, or is it just something that you think will make for a good stream?
No, I'm definitely interested in it. Like, as I said, like if we did find a ghost, or if I did have some sort of experience that was like out of the ordinary. What better way to have it than live on, than live with other people watching and
Yeah.
so no, I'm very much into it. And as I said earlier, yes, I'd be terrified, but also I'd be happy if I did find a ghost, because then, you wouldn't have to worry about dying, because you'd know that there is an afterlife of some sort.
Gareth says
you
you're going to shit your pants, Jamie. So
yeah, I know. I will as well. Of course, I'll shit myself, but when I look back on it afterwards, I definitely have that profound sense of like, holy shit, ghosts exist. But I don't know. We might go there, and the only thing that'll happen will be, Streamer Elite farting on a laptop if he comes. You know what I mean? Or so I don't know.
Him under the sheet. Make sure you take your runners off, Alan. Put some white socks on.
No, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm gonna fucking make it work this year, because I can't. If it fails 4 years in a row, like I need to become a milkman and just end this stuff.
Yeah, like Pat Mustard.
Yeah, Pat Mustard. I'll go around with me big toolbox, and make that me living instead. Not that being a milkman is a bad living. That's a great, great living. You bring a lot of joy to people in the morning with some fresh milk. So, it's a win-win if it fails for me.
So I want to ask you a question that I'm interested to get your opinion on. As a fellow Irish creator, what's your kind of opinion on the Irish scene as a whole? What do you kind of think about not only how it's being supported, but how it is in terms of creativity? How do you feel about it? How do I phrase this? As an entirety, that includes, you have your creators. How do you feel they stack up against other creators, and how do you feel do we get enough of a spotlight on us as Irish creators? Because it's something I've been talking about myself recently. I'd love to hear your opinion on it.
I'd never shit on any other creators at all, ever. That's just not what I'm about. But I do feel like there's a huge massive gaping gap on the Irish scene for unique original content. Like everyone just does the same as everybody else. people don't even spend enough time to people don't even take 3 hours to sit in a room with a piece of paper and try and come up with ideas. Instead they go on to
it's a lot of click, go live, and that's it basically.
Yeah, like no, not in that sense, but in the sense of like they look elsewhere for their ideas rather than coming up with their own.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
So I think there's a huge gap in the scene, and there's not many Irish, since doing these events, there's not as many Irish creators as you think there's
really not. No, it's something like I've noticed in particular. There's not.
Yeah, not at all.
Also,
not any.
What Buzz just said.
Not people that are doing it of a consistent level or are doing it as their full-time job. Like
yeah.
I don't even like. I know we call the events that I've been doing like content creators events and stuff like that. And that's just because I can't think of a better name. But I don't even like referring to myself as that in a lot of ways, because I feel like I'm not making enough content to say that at the moment. I'm trying to get to the level where I'm doing it of a consistent nature, and I hope I do this year.
Well, even if you're not consistent, your quality is up there. Do you know what I mean? It's not as if you're inconsistent, but your quality is lacking. Like when you put something together, it's generally way and above what it should. Not what it should be, but what it can be. Like you put a lot of effort into it. So you and Gareth both, actually, I have to shout out to both of you as two standouts. When the both of you do something, there's the flag there. You generally put 100% into it, and you put everything behind it, and it works out well. There's a reason why the two of you are considered so successful in the Irish scene. But I just want to touch on what Buzz said here, and then I'll let you chime in. He said, we think too local and not international. 100% agree on that. There's way too many people that focus on the Irish market and not look elsewhere. Like I am an Irish creator in terms of I'm Irish and I create content. I don't create content just for people to watch that live in Ireland. Like my viewership is like 40% US, 30% UK and Ireland, and then I have viewers from all over Europe. I have Middle Eastern viewers. I have people from everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think people focus too much on what they have in Ireland.
Yeah, I heard Captain Sexy saying that previously on I think it was Gareth's podcast as well. But I think, you know, if you, it's okay to build on that at the start, like, and then maybe look elsewhere to gain an international audience. But you know, it's very difficult to start off as a streamer or a YouTuber and just go, right, let's set this out for the whole world to watch. You have to build a community and an audience first, and the easiest way to do that is locally and through the humor that you know, which if you're Irish is Irish humor, and through that. So I don't necessarily agree with Buzz to be on that. That you know, I agree that yes, that should be maybe your end goal, but you know, I don't think there's any harm in trying to relate to the people that will, or get your stuff out to the people that will relate to you the most, and that's the people from your country or from your area. And then when you build a bit of a community, then to try and do it internationally. And that's what I'm trying to do now. Is you know, with the 32 county series, is appeal to people from Ireland, because it's what I know. The humor is what I know. I'm comfortable interviewing the people there. And build the audience from you know, that Irish humor, that perspective and stuff, and then go for it internationally. Now I know you can do it in different ways, like the way you have done with the wrestling, and that appeals to people organically internationally, because everybody's into wrestling. But if you don't have that specific game that you're into, or that specific genre, it makes it more difficult. So I can understand why people go for that Irish content and that Irish humor, and really put that at the forefront of their streams or the YouTube or their TikToks. It's because it's what they know, what they grew up with. I don't think that's necessarily what's holding the Irish scene back at all. I think what's holding the Irish scene back is you know, we just don't have as many full-time content creators in I hate saying that, as the likes of the UK, as the likes of USA, and you know, even Italy and France and countries like that. But we're catching up, and it's, you know, you're really seeing it this year and last year with what's happening on Twitch, where people are getting more creative, coming up with more ideas. So it's not all bad, and there's plenty of Irish streamers as well out there doing some fucking amazing stuff that, you know, the spotlight just hasn't been shone on them yet, you know. And there's really funny and talented people. And
that's the thing. I sorry to interrupt you. I go back to what you were saying, to the show that you did, and Gareth did, the E-Date show. That opened my eyes to 3 or 4 lads that were just hilarious on it that I'd never heard of. Bino was named one. I'm terrible with names, and I think JMY was named one as well. And the lads were just hilarious. Like, it was great crack watching them. I've never heard of them, never seen them before. Thanks for the Prime, by the way, Gareth. We appreciate the Prime subs. It just opened my eyes to new creators on the scene that I didn't even know existed. And that's not me being disrespectful to them. It's just, they're not really in my kind of circle in terms of what I do as a content creator. I've jumped into Bino's stream once. He does FIFA. I don't really do FIFA myself. It's kind of different audience, so I wouldn't really be as aware of them. But just the 2 lads in particular on the show were hilarious. Like, it was just lovely to see 2 young creators like that on the scene that I think have a big future ahead of them.
You see, there's many more of them like that. That's just the tip of the iceberg from one event. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's many more people in Ireland that are like that. But the thing is, it's a very big jump to try to even try and make streaming your career. It's a very fucking hard thing to do, you know. It's easy to look at and to see someone with, you know, 100 average viewers, or, you know, 200 or 500, and go, Jesus, that's easy, I'll stick on the camera and make it happen. It's not that fucking easy. You have to give up your job, you have to give up a lot of your social life, you have to do, you know,
it's a job. That's what it is. Like,
you have to invest all your money into the, you know, equipment if you want. Like, not at the start, but when you get going, you want the monitor, you want to be able to do what you can do do, and you need some equipment that costs a little bit of money to make that happen. So the reason why we don't see enough of it is because it's very fucking hard to try and explain to your family and your friends that, look, I'm going to sit in the gaff all day every day, and I'm going to try and create content from the house or go IRL, and you don't have any guaranteed paycheck coming in at the end of the month. It just depends on how many people sub to your channel, or if you get contributions of support through PayPal and stuff. So it's very hard for anybody, unless they're coming from a background where they're already in media, they already have a following, an Instagram following, a big TikTok following, or they've been on TV, or they've had things happen. It's very hard for anybody to build it, and it can take a long fucking time to build even an average viewership of 20. It's not fucking easy. So I think that's also part of it. But what's interesting to see is brands getting involved and supporting, because that makes it easier for the creator to do it. If you have a brand that behind you that believes in you, believes in your ideas, that wants to support your ideas, if you have like a little bit of a track record of making of attracting an audience, and the more brands, and which is going to happen over the next few years, because brands and companies are starting to cop on with how much value it brings to advertise on a live stream on Twitch and on YouTube, rather than paying thousands for radio ads or TV ads that no young people watch anymore anyway. So you're seeing a sort of transition over the last few years of these companies and brands realizing the benefits of it, of that, and that's going to help in Ireland a lot. And that's why I encourage any brand supporting any creator in Ireland, and I don't shit on them at all, and I never would, because those brands that are getting involved are so important to the actual growth of people being able to make this their career in Ireland, and there's very little brands and sponsorships available in Ireland to creators, unless they're massive and they're gonna get a international kind of a brand that want to support what they're doing.
I want to chime in there, because that's something I have I've talked about before. At the end of the day, most of the time, you as a creator determine what brands you get. You can't just stream and expect to get offers. You have to go out and look for offers at the same time. But to touch on that, I have been, as an Irish streamer, I have worked with, and this is not me trying to gaslight, I'm not trying to big myself up here or anything like that. I've worked with a few companies in the past. I'm a 2K Next maker, work with 2K games. I've gone to events with 2K. I'm sponsored by a couple of different stuff. But I've also reached out to brands, or brands have reached out to me. And as soon as they find out I'm located in Ireland, the sponsorship is in the dust. It's gone. Because it's not UK and it's not an America. And they see there are two big audiences as UK. And obviously Ireland is not part of the UK. So they see Ireland is not part of their brand reach, I guess is the right way to describe it. But I've had brands literally say, "Oh, sorry, we don't sponsor Irish." Basically, not in such rough words as that, but they may as well have said that. Do you know what I mean?
No, and they're coming at it from a business sense. Like I get it, I get that. You know what I mean? And that's why it's so important to encourage brands that do get involved with Irish streamers, whether you're involved in it or not. Like, I don't think anyone should have to say, "Oh my god, this brand is deadly," but it kind of hurts when you see people when you see people shit on these companies that are obviously trying to make profit as well.
And it's a business at the end of the day.
Don't get it twisted. They're not doing it for the fucking good of their heart. They're trying to make money. It's a business. It's a brand, whatever it is. But yeah, I think we should only encourage that type of stuff, and that's how I feel. How I feel about it. But like, I'm still trying to figure this out as well. I by no means, I know you said I was successful earlier. I don't see myself as successful in any way yet. Maybe next year I might look back and go, now I've tasted a little bit of success, but no, I haven't really. I haven't really so far. I'm not making. I can't afford a car at the moment. I barely get by paying the rent at the moment, and the electricity and the gas and the internet. So I don't want to seem like I'm on here on a high horse saying, "Oh my god, I did this and I did that." I'm still trying my best to make it work for me. So everything I say is just with a pinch of salt, and it's just how I see things. It doesn't mean it's necessarily it's necessarily the truth. So, but
Yeah,
things are happening at the moment for me that hopefully is going to change all
you're going
that.
in the
And
right direction.
yeah, and speaking of like international companies and brands, like like I've signed a contract with an up and coming company that's
Hmm.
based in fucking Canada. So, there stuff can happen sometimes if you just keep plugging away at it. You know
That's
what I
it.
mean?
The
Um,
thing I would say is what, like I said before about your stuff, and I don't want to blow smoke up your, but basically,
Keep blowing it. I love that feeling of the smoke as it rises into my lungs from my asshole.
that's lovely. But when you do stuff, I've said it a number of times throughout the stream, it's generally very high quality. So when people and brands see that, they respect that you've clearly put an effort into what you're doing, so they know they're not sponsoring something that's going to be a disaster. They know you're going to put 100% into it. They know you're going to give it your all, and that you're going to do your best to A, make the stream work, and B, make sure that you promote whatever the sponsor is in the right way. So they know they're not just sending it to any old Egypt, basically, who's just going to do no different and not going to make a specific, maybe you do an ad read in a funny way or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Just something a little bit different. They know that you're going to not do the basic stuff, and that you're going to put all your effort into making the stream that is sponsored or the video that is sponsored or whatever it is the best it can be. And you're not just going to throw in a 10% effort, you're going to give 110%.
Yeah, well, that's what I've tried to do, and I want, when I'm trying to create something like that, I'm always thinking of like what I would like to watch or what I would think is funny, So I always have that in the back of my head of like, is it gonna be good crack? Would I watch this? Would I watch this myself? And that's all where I'm coming from it. And I've met some cool people that have encouraged me over the last 6 months to kind of get back on the horse and to make these ideas that I have a reality. So by no means am I doing it on my own at the moment, and I think it's something I've learned over just the last few months, how important it is to have people around you as well that actually believe in you, not to believe in you just so they can get more viewers on their Twitch stream, or like so they can chase clout or get involved with something you're doing. I'm talking like two or three people who say like who just believe in you and will support you whether you fail or whether you do well,
They
or
genuinely care.
yeah, and that's really important as well, especially as somebody who's as somebody, if you're sitting in front of screens all day and you don't have much fucking human interaction, it can be very although you're speaking to a couple of people every day via Twitch chat or YouTube comments, or it can be a lonely place as well. So I think it's important to have people who believe in you around you, and kind of surround yourself with people that will do nothing other than support you and big you up and be there for you, and believe in the crazy or
Twitch chat.
wacky ideas you have, so that's definitely helped. And that's just as important as the ideas, or as anything, is to kind of have one or two people that are in your corner no matter what happens.
I was about 10 shots behind you, Jamie.
Watch your profanity.
Yeah, I haven't even been. I've been just hitting this ball.
The excuses are rolling in. I've been completely ignoring the chat, by the way, so I'm going to start really reading the chat. Streamer Elite TV has said, it has to be mentioned here, if you think of Irish content with unique appeal and incredible screen presences, presenters and entertainers, Chris and Jamie are first ballot selections, which, again, I mentioned that at the basically the kickoff of the stream. I mentioned the two are setting the tone, in my opinion, for what creativity is and what the quality should be. He said, and a lot of other content creators, myself included, do try model themselves on them. They have that much likability and encouragement for other streamers. It elevates everyone. That's a great point. The fact, just even by the E-Day thing alone, like you said earlier, you weren't looking to get people on that were just based on numbers. You were looking to get people on that were going to be good. They were going to be funny. They were going to be a bit of crack, and people that would make a good stream. You didn't really necessarily care just about numbers, which a lot of people can focus too much on. Or this person has X amount of viewers, let's try get them on. Or this person has too little viewers, let's swap them out for somebody else or whatever.
Yeah, no, exactly that, and people who would enjoy it as well, and like
Yeah.
it's always difficult now, and especially as these kind of events and some of the stuff I want to do and continue to eat dates with Garrett as well, and some of the stuff I want to do by myself is like what I find really difficult about it is that sometimes people get left out that would want to be involved in it, and then because they weren't involved, rather than support it, they shit on it, you know. And that's something I like. I try not to take things personally and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but I never want to be that person that's like gatekeeping or in any way trying to, you know, fucking put the spotlight on someone rather than the other. It's just who, like for future events that I do, it's just who I think suits the event, you know. And I think what happens is sometimes when other creators maybe don't get asked or something, they kind of go, oh, why didn't I get asked? Does he not like me, or do they not like me, and stuff like that. And I'm only starting to get into a stage of like not giving a shit about that, because I'm not trying to hurt anybody with creating some cool interactive shit. I'm just trying to have a laugh and build the streams and build something cool. But that can be a difficult side of it as well, because you don't want to leave anybody out, and you know, if they apply and then they don't get in, or if they ask and they take part in the event and it's full or whatever, that can be a difficult thing to do as well, you know, to kind of have to be,
round, or if they...
to be that person to kind of do it. But I suppose that's just the way it is, isn't it? Like there's no getting around that. Like you can't really solve that problem. But no, I'm really enjoying it, and like the fact that you were bringing up like the likes of JMY and stuff like that. Like that's what's so cool about it, is that, you know, everybody kind of benefits from it as well, you know, because people go, who's that chap? He was pretty funny, and then they go and they follow them, they check them out or say hello in their streams. So, you know, it'll only these type of stuff will only help to, you know, get more eyes on Twitch as well. Do you know what I mean? Because still,
I think there's a lot of unrecognized quality in the Irish scene right now. Like I do hate to single people out, but I think there's someone that I do have to mention, because I think they're absolutely brilliant, and they are doing bits at the moment, but I still think they're a little bit under-recognized for how good they actually are. Is Awful Gas. I've seen the content they've been doing. I've been in a few of their streams. I've seen them on the podcast with Gareth a couple of weeks ago. I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I just think them and the other streamers that I mentioned they're the ones that I think are going to be pushing it forward, along with yourself and Gara. And there's others, there's like Captain Sexy, like you mentioned before, and there's other people out there. I don't want to just single people out and leave any names out, so I don't want to start naming any more, because then will have left a couple of people out. But there is definitely a lot of talent out there in the Irish scene right now, and it is like, I myself personally have had, I don't know if anybody else has found this, but I've had to go out of my way to find Irish streamers sometimes. I lost it. Yeah. Whereas now, I think
how you lost that.
Yeah, I think it's getting a lot easier to find people now. I think it's getting I'm seeing a lot more Irish creators on the scene now, which is maybe just because I've started watching a lot more Irish creators. Maybe it's a personal thing, but it's good to see that there is definitely a lot of depth and quality out there, whereas before I wasn't seeing it.
Yeah, and I think like the reason why Awful Gas people like him is he seems like he's genuine. Like
exactly,
people like. Yeah, people like genuinity. Is that the word? So
it's close
I
enough,
think
Jamie. Yeah, it's close enough. It's close enough.
I think that, and he's obviously very good at what he does, you know, as well, and he's very funny. But he you know, when I watch his streams, like the overall thing you get is just genuine. Like he's not trying to be anybody else. He's not trying to, you know, shit on anybody. He's just being a genuine chap, having a bit of fun streaming, and people take to that. So fair fucking dues to him, you know.
I'm almost in back in the water here. That's the thing. Like I do think, and I don't. Oh fucking hell! I almost got into the thing there. There is some like people as streamers in general can kind of. I don't think it's a bad thing to get inspiration for people, but some people can kind of basically try be someone.
Yes,
it's definitely okay to get inspiration for someone, but you're never going to be the person you're trying to be. You're better off trying to be the best you. Which I know sounds corny as hell. But yes,
no, it doesn't at all.
If you're doing something and you get a bit of inspiration for someone. Put your own twist, like the E-Day. Like you said, you got a bit of inspiration and you put your own twist on it. You know, you got Irish creators involved. It was set up slightly different than everything. Do you know what I mean? You put your own twist on it. Basically, the old yoinking twist rather than just yoinking it and copying it verbatim. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with getting inspiration from things. But yeah, I think your best bet is to just try be yourself and have a laugh and do what you find funny and talk about what you find funny, and that's what you're doing very well, you know, is doing that as well. It's just being yourself. Like there's no other funky town, you know what I mean? Like in terms of who you are.
There might be another 48 funky towns for all I know.
Yeah, usernames, but there's no funky town. You know, you do your thing, you have a laugh, you talk about what you find funny, and you chat to the chat as well, and you know that's what it's about. But yeah, I don't really know where to go with that one other than to try. That's what I've been trying to do is just try and be me. And you know, I take the piss out of myself that I'm missing a leg. I take the piss out of myself that I've gained a bit of weight. You know, like
that's the thing. I feel like if you can have a bit of fun with yourself, then people are going to get the kind of not the wrong idea, but they're not going to feel like you're going to be enjoying yourself watching the stream. Where if people comes into my stream and someone says something in the chat and someone tries to say something stupid, I immediately I'm back at them with something and I just shut them down. Do you know what I mean? Whereas they will get banned if they say the wrong thing, but if they come in and say something, I've had people come in, I'm sure you've had it as well, and they'll say something and you come back at them and then they just laugh it off and then they become regulars in the stream. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly.
That's the kind of attitude I think you have to have. You have to have a thick skin. You have to have a thick skin. You can't be taking everything to heart.
There is a line though, like, because I always kind of picture it as like Twitch is kind of like, as a streamer, like you're sitting there waiting on the bus, right? And kind of Twitch is like that. You're in public.
I'm in the water again. I'm waiting on a boat.
You're on the side. You're on the side of the road, right? You're waiting on the bus. Yeah. And the people who stand beside you and chat to you about the weather are the viewers, all right? And if a viewer comes in and their first thing is like mental and like very like kind of abusive toward you, or like then it's kind of like, you know, approach it as if like you're approaching somebody at a fucking bus stop. Don't just go up and say, I have a massive penis as the first thing you say in somebody's Twitch chat. Do you know what I mean? So there is like,
on your mind first, was it?
Like there is a line. Like I'd rather somebody say hello first, have a bit of crack, and
say hello and then say that. Yeah.
Say
hello and then your second message can be I have a massive penis. Once your first message is not that, you're grand.
Yeah. Once you say hello first, or hi, I'm new here, or what's the crack? I don't know.
Just even an emote. Just pop an emote in the chat first.
Yeah,
pop an emote in, and then you can say whatever you want, basically.
But yeah, like I try not to take it too seriously when I'm live. Like it's just you're having the crack. It's
that's it, 100%. Yeah,
people are there to have the crack. It's not a fucking political.
If you're taking it too serious, you're in the wrong place. Basically, I think anyway.
What do you enjoy about streaming the most? Because it is a weird thing that we do now, where you know you sit there in front of people and you talk, and anybody in the world can come in and watch you. What do you enjoy the most about it?
It's gonna sound very, very corny.
Okay.
But the community aspect of it, the interacting with people, the getting to know people, like I mentioned about the stuff I've been doing recently, where we we get loads of people. I'll do regular streams and we'll have about 80 people in, and they'll all pick someone to enter a Royal Rumble. And it'll be Barney the Dinosaur, it'll be Scooby-Doo, we'll have the Teletubbies in, we'll have God, we'll have Santa Claus, we'll have people from South Park, Homer Simpson, you know. It's just a good bit of fun that people are all just engaging in the chat, getting involved with, and we're all just having a laugh watching it unfold, basically. That's what I enjoy the most. It's about having a bit of crack. I think if you get to the point where you're taking things too seriously,
Blurred
that's
and
when you can
_ 15
start to
played
begin
this
to not
card.
enjoy your streams.
Tom has a big binds.
Yeah. I think I went through a phase of that as well. maybe just after Christmas, I kind of went through a phase of forgetting why I started streaming in the first place, you know, and I've managed to like rein myself in and just be like, this is just a laugh. This is all we're
Yeah.
doing here, you know. Like we're trying to play some games or create some events and just have a fucking laugh. I think the moment you take it too seriously and start taking, you know, comments too seriously
Yeah.
is the moment you kind of go, okay, I need to take a break here. Someone in your chat just goes, Andy says, he says, guaranteed someone in Limerick tomorrow is going to walk up to you at the bus stop and say, I have a massive cock.
There's a joke there I want to make, but I'm not sure it's probably TOS friendly, so I'm not going to make it.
Oh, sorry. If
No, you're fine. No. It's the joke I have in my mind. I'll let you know after the stream what the joke was.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I
please
cannot say it on stream.
Yeah, what do you think of? I'm sorry to be. I don't want to become the interviewer, but we're just having a chat.
You're okay. We're just having a chat. Yeah, just having a chit chat.
What do you think of this? Like the stricter and stricter TOS thing. Like, I do be worried saying anything anymore, like on Twitch, and I feel like it's holding me back a little bit because every time I say something, I'm almost saying I'm trying to have to explain it.
You're on your
what I mean?
back feet. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a casual joke and stuff. Do you think that's gonna keep escalating, or are we
Yes.
gonna see it calm down a little bit? What do you think?
It will escalate.
Blurton
Oh, no.
underscore
Well, I
Limod
think it's,
15 played this card. Let me try this again. Tom has big penis.
Thank you, Blurton. Burton just said I had a big penis. But yeah, I think there's definitely a good side to it because I think people were saying too many things they should not be saying for too long. But there is also there is a stage where you get to where you're afraid to say things at all. Like, do you know what I mean? So I get where you're coming from on that. But yeah, I do think it is going to get stricter. But I think it kind of needs to be at the same time. Like there's a lot of people on this platform that are in like how do I say this?
The vast majority.
That's what I was trying to say. I got
You
distracted
have a
by the
big
Prime
penis.
sub streamer lead. Thank you for that's
on,
two
streamer.
people now have said I have a big penis. By the way, just pointing that out. If two people have said it, you know what I mean?
He says as he's trying to explain why we shouldn't say stuff on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Anyway, moving on. I can't even remember what my point was going to be. Let me think. What,
You were talking about how you think it's going to get a
bollocks,
little
gonna
bit
work.
stricter.
Yeah,
Get a little bit stricter.
yeah, because don't get me wrong, 90% of the Twitch people are fine, but there is that 10% that are toxic, and they are the ones that make these TOS stuff necessary. I find.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that will say the wrong things. They're the ones that will like. You only have to look at what's happened in the last 6 months alone in terms of Twitch stuff, Twitch drama, to realize what it can be like if it's not policed, I guess is the right word.
Yeah, I think it's fair for it to be policed, but like I don't know. Sometimes I think the confines of comedy are being tested in a way, like because
There definitely needs to be a realization that when something's a joke, it's joke. Like, sorry to interrupt you, but I'll let you go in a second.
No, go ahead.
People, I find like as an Irish person, like I was in UK recently, and like 2 different occasions I've been in the UK recently, and I feel like the Irish humor is something very unique, and that you have to, like, if you're not Irish, you won't understand it. A lot of the time you won't get that we're being like the Irish humor is very sarcastic. It's very sarcasm based. It's very witty. It's very off the cuff. Like, and I think people can take us too seriously. So I have found myself watching what I say for that reason, because people will think I'm being serious a lot of the time. I don't know if you feel like you kind of encounter that with your audience or not.
I do, but I still say it anyway. Like, I don't say stuff that's like I never would never punch down on anybody, which is the the term that's used. But you know, I like to push the boundaries a little bit and kind of balance on the line. Not when it comes to serious issues like racism or anything crazy like that. You know, I'm talking like just kind of out there comedy a little bit. Because that's the type of comedy I grew up and I loved. And it's just like certain styles of comedy are becoming just not allowed anymore. Like, and that's what I kind of would be a little bit saddened by when it comes to Twitch and you know,
That's
other
in
platforms.
that's just in general though, isn't it? Like
Yeah, of
comedy
course,
as a
yeah.
whole, I think is kind of in that. I might have had a shot of me life here, Jamie. Hang on a minute.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
smashed it. Still got a bogey, but it was still a great shot. Oh, you're in the sand, mate. You want to
Yeah, I'm
avoid that.
smacking it all over the place like an idiot.
Stay on the grass.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Like, obviously, there needs to be, you know, people saying, you know, homophobic or racist stuff or anything like
Yeah.
that. Obviously, that needs to be
Banned,
you know, discouraged as much as it can be, of course. But you know, there's, I don't know. I just hope it doesn't get to a point where the only thing you're allowed to say on while you're live streaming is GG and
LOL.
good game, and yeah, like, and every
KW.
streamer has a list of 100 words and
Yeah.
sentences that you're allowed to say.
Well,
you know, like,
just while
because
we're
we're
on
all
the
human.
while we're on the subject, I feel like I have to address the elephant in the room and ask you: do you have any experiences where people have come into the stream and attacked you or abused you because that you were missing a leg? Do you feel like
Oh,
you are targeted for that? Is that something you've experienced? Because I've spoke to I know personally friends of mine that are streamers that are Asian, and they've been abused because of that. Like, so
Yeah, no, definitely, and in DMs and stuff like that from somebody who might not be a fan or who doesn't appreciate, like, it's not their style of content that I'm creating. You know, you kind of have an idea. It's always less strangers do it, more people that just don't like you who create fake accounts and would like leave a horrendous DM or come into your Twitch chat and say something.
They don't
You
have the
know
balls
that
to say it themselves.
Yeah. I've kind of experienced that more than strangers, but maybe that's maybe I have experienced it with strangers as well a little bit, but it doesn't get to you as much when you kind of know when it's someone who like touches on something that you're like, oh, I know this is somebody who actually knows me or knows of me. No, definitely, but I've used it, I feel, to my advantage. I'm milking the shit out of the fact that I'm missing a leg, you know. Lately I've been doing.
You have it as an emote, for God's sake, or is it a badge? Is it a sub badge? Is it? Have I mixed that up?
I have it as an emote and a badge. Yeah. So I'm milking it, so it's kind of hard for anybody to actually get in on me on that or take the piss, because I take the piss out myself.
It's the best way to approach it, though, isn't it?
I'm suckling on that like a newborn calf, you know. I'm milking it as much as I can, and even when like we get raided now, I say to the chat beforehand, I go, you know, I'm gonna start to milk the fact that I'm missing a leg. So even when we get raided, I whip out the leg, I show people I have a prosthetic, I say, here, have a look at this. You know, you haven't seen this on a Twitch raid before. Yeah, like, so yeah, it's something that does happen, yes, of course, and it doesn't bother me in the slightest at all. Like, and I'm not saying that to be a hard man or to try and like act cool, or it just doesn't, you know. I grew up in North Dublin, you know.
That's true.
Like, what I see on over an anonymous message compared to what I've dealt with throughout my life, and is very, very you know, mild to me. So I just look at it and I laugh. It makes me laugh. And the fact that if somebody is doing it who kind of watches me or who knows of me and they really want to offend me, that kind of makes me laugh more. The fact that they created a fake account just to,
they went out of the way.
Yeah, that's like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing something right here that people.
Well, that is the thing.
Know?
Yeah, that's like success breeds hatred. That's what people say. Like, once you start doing something right, jealousy will appear in other people because they're jealous of what you're doing. So they will do stuff like that. They will create a fake account and try to abuse you because deep down they either don't think you deserve it, which again I'll reiterate, I think you're doing a great job. I think you do deserve it.
I appreciate that.
But people will always have that kind of response to someone who's been successful. There will always be negativity around that. There'll always be people that, sorry, I had to take a drink there. There'll always be people that they will have watched you in the past, they will have supported you in the past, and as soon as they get that inkling that you're starting to do a little better than they want you to do, they're going to start changing their tune. Do you know what I mean? I've had that in my chat as well.
It's so true. I don't understand it at all. I don't get that, but that's I've had experience with that as well. You know, and it's weird. I don't know how to approach that. That's even that would get to me more than the likes of somebody saying a comment, because it's like, what did I do wrong? You kind of go, oh, what did I? But yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. Yeah, like I don't know what's going on in somebody's head that makes them feel like that, but it's a shame. But you can't pay too much heed to it, can you, Funky?
No,
You just have to
you kind of have to ignore it, basically. I at one point would engage with that sort of stuff, and I'd try to argue my point, but I quickly realised that with people like that, you're better off just ignoring them. You either block them or just ignore them and get rid of them. Just people like that you don't want that toxicity in your life. We only have a few minutes left, so I'm going to open the chat to any questions they have.
Yeah, go ahead. I hope they ask some questions, because I'd love to
ask some questions, and if you don't, you're all banned. So any questions coming in? Andy has said you should do a new channel point redemption for people you can write their name on the leg. For God's sake, Andy.
That's a good idea. I'll milk the shit out of that, Andy. I'm gonna do that. I'll do it on a whiteboard marker.
Yeah, I was about to say, make sure you make it a whiteboard marker, because you don't want to make it permanent. You don't want to make it permanent. Don't do that.
Yeah, definitely not.
Which way am I going here? This way. I have something. Leon's singing a bloody song. I have something on my channel that I don't know if you know anything about, just while we're waiting on some questions to it. Jamie, I have a question for you. Here we go, Dilsey. Go ahead.
Here's Dilsey. He's God knows what he's going to say.
Gonna be?
What is the meaning of life? Asked Peter. The meaning of life is
to use your Prime subs. Exclamation mark free sub in the chat if you don't mind. You can sign up to Amazon Prime for absolutely free.
Yes, subscribe to Funky Town is the meaning of life.
Exclamation mark free sub, chat. We've already had 2 Prime subs from Gara and Streamer Elite TV, which we appreciate. Third one would be fantastic, chat. Thank you very much. Buzz the Bee says permanang for 100 subs. I don't know what that is. I don't know.
Permaban, does he mean? Is that like a phrase for permaban? I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, Jamie, thank you very much for the gifted sub. You do need to gift a sub, but I appreciate it.
While I'm on here as well, that's a very gangster move I've just done there.
Yeah, you've landed in the water by doing it, though. Let's not speak about that. Let's not speak about that.
Where's Dilsey? What's Dilsey's question here? Did he give a question?
Permanent marker on the leg for 100 subs, says Buzz the Bee. Permanent marker for 100 subs.
That's a great idea.
The rest are white marker. That's not a bad idea, though.
That's a great. I'll paint the name on with for 100 subs. I'll do. Yeah. Whiteboard for everything else.
The biggest achievement since you started making videos / streaming. What do you feel like is your biggest achievement?
It's actually outside of streaming or the YouTube videos. Like I've done a couple of short documentaries, and one of them I directed and produced along with a friend of mine, Derek. Got premiered in the Savoy. Now it was in the small room in the Savoy.
Even so.
It was
in the Savoy.
At the time, like, this is just off the cuff. Sometimes this answer could change. Just depends on the vibe, you know. But my mom had just gotten out of hospital, and she was very sick at the time, and it was kind of touch and go if she'd even make it. And thankfully she did, and she pulled through, and she's fine now. But she was only out of hospital like a month, and that had there was a premiere for it, and she made it. And you know, I was just finished college at the time, and she would have loaned me money to pay for college and stuff. So to see her sit in that cinema and watch something that I had created along with a friend of mine, Derek, as I said, was probably the biggest achievement so far in terms of anything media. Now, what the documentary didn't do great or anything like that. It was just a short documentary, but I was proud of it. And you know, I traveled to Denmark and a couple of other countries to produce it. But to kind of see her like so proud of me, and obviously she had to put a lot of work into me growing up, getting new legs every 6 months and hospital visits and this and that. To see her proud of like all the work she put in was probably one of the biggest achievements in terms of anything got to do with this sort of stuff, you know.
It's a great
And
answer.
I put that in the same terms of streaming and YouTube
Yeah,
videos.
don't change that answer in the future. You said that was off. Don't change that answer. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
If your ma hears that answer, then you change the answer, she'll kill you.
Yeah, but and it's not even in a way to be all X Factor about it and go, you know, I want to win the X Factor because my nanny's very sick and I want to make her proud. It was just a moment like when I was up there and, you know, I had to do a Q&A about producing it and directing it, and just standing there with the mic and the suit on and seeing her, like, her face just full of fucking pride was you don't forget that shit, you know.
It's special. It's something to remember.
Yes. Yes, the documentary is available to watch. I can leave a link in my Discord or whatever to that. So that was pretty cool. Other than that, really, just like kind of building a little bit of a small viewership on Twitch. That, like, I don't think people realize how much this means to streamers or YouTube creators or whatever. Like, just being able to click that go live button and see people just automatically joining in. Like, I'll never get sick of that feeling of hitting go live and just seeing people arriving. Like, I don't think people realize that how cool that is. Like, this, that somebody is even watching it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the hardest thing of streaming, I don't know, and it sounds again very corny, but the hardest thing about streaming is clicking the go live button. Once you're live and you see that initial, we all have them, that initial few people that'll come into your stream and they're there immediately and they're hyping up the chat and they're talking in the chat before you've even come onto the camera or whatever it may be. Once you see that, that's what makes you feel good. That's what gets you hyped up. That's what gets you ready to start streaming. Do you know what I mean? It's the once you click that live button, it's not easy. Don't get me wrong. It's not. People will think the job's easy and people will think, oh, it's just talking to a camera for whatever amount of hours, but it's not easy. But it's incredibly fun. I'd much rather be doing what I'm doing than doing something else. I'm absolutely battering you here, by the way.
I know. I'm literally just clicking it and smacking at this stage. I've lost all. I'm golfed out at the minute. But yeah, it's such a cool feeling, and to have, and I can see in your chat, like, your regulars here and supporting you, even though you're trying to do something that is new to your channel, like that.
That's the thing,
I know how much that means to see those people in here showing support, even though it's not what they're used to or not what they originally started watching for as well. Like, that's so fucking cool. I think that's
and I've got a pen and pad here and I've wrote down the names of people that didn't show up and I'm just going to ban all of them. So
no, but that's pretty cool. And, you know, if the streams do grow for me, if I do get if I do get where I want to be, you know, I'm going to try my hardest to never not be grateful for people tuning in, whether it's 5, whether it's 10, whether it's 20, whether it's 1,000. Like, I'll always be fucking to be grateful, and, you know, to anybody for taking the time to listen to me talking bullshit, you know. So that's a pretty cool feeling. And I hope we can both get to the level where we want to be, you know, Funky Town.
100%. I want to be. We want us as 1 and 2 on the platform. That's what we want.
And this can be a historic conversation that we'll look back on. We'll be in Vegas in our penthouse suite. After a Vegas IRL live stream, and we'll be sipping on a cocktail going, Jesus, do you remember that stream last year? Who knew it would happen this fast? Last month, I reckon. Yeah. And we'll bring everybody that was here from the chat as well tonight with us.
Jamie will pay for you.
Yes, I will. I guarantee it. Everybody that was here, that's here right now, if I ever make it, I owe you all a trip to Vegas, including Funky Town. And I guarantee, I swear to God, if I do make it, I will actually make that happen. If you want to come, you're invited. The hotel's on me, and you all have 500 500 to 1,000 spending money, depending on how successful I am.
Spending money. That's not really a lot of spending money, to be honest.
Okay, we'll double it up. Okay,
Double it
no,
up
I'm not
to
doubling it up. That's a lot of money if I'm paying for the flight.
£5,000 per person.
If I'm no, how successful are we getting here? If I'm paying for the flights and the hotel, you know, that's 500 to 1,000 is all right to spend in the casino.
I tell you what, we're both going to make it. So Jamie can sort the flights and hotel. I'll sort the spending money chat. So make sure !donate chat. Just to help us on
I'm
the road.
serious though. I'm serious. I'm not messing. I will do this. There's 25 people in here. I will do this. I swear. If I'm ever like proper successful, doing this mad shit, I'll do it. I'll bring everyone to Vegas. It'd be great.
Remember this. Somebody clip that. We'll hold them to it. We're all going to Vegas.
Buzz the Bee definitely won't let me forget that in the chat. 100%.
So I do have one more question for it, and I'll probably make it the last question because I know you want to shoot off and do your own stream.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go to bed because I'm dying with a flu. I'm not even gonna stream.
You have the band flu.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I did want to ask you because it's something I meant to ask you early on in the stream, but we didn't get around to it. Who do you watch when you watch streams? Just to kind of get your opinion on, like, who do you find the most entertaining? Who do you find yourself sitting down and you watch for a couple of hours or whatever it is? Who do you chill out and relax with as a streamer?
Oh,
it could be anyone. It could be big or small.
Okay, I tried to pop into some people that I've become friends with.
Yeah.
On here, but you know, I have very little time because I have 2 kids and I'm trying to do my own thing and do the videos and the podcast and everything else. So I don't get to do that as much as I would love to do it. I watch kind of oddball streams, to be honest with you. There's a lad I watch called Action Man, and he smashes his gaff up every time he loses a game of Fortnite. And I don't even like Fortnite's not
greatest hero of them all, Action Man.
Yeah, Fortnite's not really my game. You know, I'm not really interested in watching Fortnite, but he's just so funny and out there, and like I'm talking about literally smashes the gaff up and does some crazy stuff on stream. I've been watching him a little bit.
Yeah,
a lot lately. I also watch Trainwrecks TV.
Trainwrecks, yeah.
He's self-confessed gambling
legend,
addict. But he's hilariously funny, and he doesn't even try to be. You know, he has a straight face the whole stream. You rarely see him laughing, but he just owns people in the chat for no reason. Well, for reasons, but like he goes over the top. So I kind of find that entertaining to watch as well. Yeah, and you know, the likes of, you know, the Garage Show, Dilsey there, you know, I try to pop in on the people in Gamer Store as well. The creators that go live there, Streamer Elite when he's live, and I don't want to mention too many names because then I'll leave somebody out, you know, that. So Funky Town, of course, I watch you all the time. I have you like a dedicated monitor on
just
that I just
under a
have
different account name.
Yeah, even when you're not live, it's on the channel so that you just pop up when you're live.
Yeah, appreciate that support. That's really thank you. Well, Jamie, we'll wrap it up there. I just want to say quickly, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. You're the first kind of guest that I've had on. You're the third guest on, but you're the first one outside of my normal community. So this was a very new experience for not only me, but the people that watch my streams. So I do want to take a moment to say thank you for coming on. You lost the last game of golf by the looks of it, so unlucky on that one.
Yeah, I've given up on the golf. No, listen, thanks for having me, and thanks to the people in your chat who listened to me talking shite for the past 2 hours. I appreciate you guys as well, and thanks to anybody who came from my channel and watched this stream. And if you haven't already, give Funky Town a follow. I hope to get him in some future stuff that I'm going to be creating, so you might see him taking part in some events or some stuff that we're doing in the future, because he's a gentleman, and you are a gentleman, Funky Town. So it's only a pleasure, and I hope we can do it again soon, you know.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to have a content creators pool tournament for 2022. I'm trying to get the camera to focus on the trophy, but it won't. I
want me versus you, one pool table, 20 games with a wager.
What if I told you that I played for Ireland as a kid?
I'll tell you that I'd still beat you. I guarantee you.
Okay, because that'd be a lie. I was in a qualifying tournament and I lost in the final.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm down for it, yeah.
20 games, a little bit of a wager, and a forfeit. But maybe you can have a chat with your chat about what the forfeit.
We'll figure something out. We can do it on. Maybe we can do it on. I smash in that one. We can do it on your stream. Maybe we'll work something out. Thank you. You can spam Jamie's link, Leon. Thank you very much. But yeah, again, Jamie, we'll wrap it up there. You're an absolute superstar. Thanks again for coming on. Thanks again to everyone who chilled in the stream. Thank you to those that came from Jamie's stream. But yeah, thanks, Jamie. We're going to wrap it up there.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man. Thanks very much. I'll message you afterwards about me joke.
Have a good one. Have a good
Thanks,
one.
man. See ya.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Bye. Right, chat. What do we think? Did we enjoy it? Great stream. Thank you for watching, everybody. I know it was a little bit out of our comfort zone, a little bit different than what we usually do. We're usually very 2K games focused. So to have someone like Jamie on, who is someone I actually I have a lot of time for. Jamie's a really, really nice bloke. He's a really, really genuine bloke as well. Do you know what I mean? He's one of those people that doesn't have a lot of... He doesn't talk a lot of nonsense. Do you know what I mean? He's nice to have a bit of crack with. I really enjoyed that one. Probably the most... I swore. I like swearing. I did swear a few times. That's what it's all about, you know, getting a bit of a different atmosphere into these streams, getting involved with different creators. Whether it's... Jamie isn't necessarily a massive gamer, but he's a great fan. He's a fantastic creator. So I really I was passionate about having someone like him on, so I'm glad he was the first person outside of our usual community. First time watcher here, I liked it. Thank you, DJ Bruce. Fantastic name, by the way. Are you an actual DJ or no? First one I've watched, but I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Hannah. And he's a massive penis, and he has a massive... I thought you were calling him a penis. He has man flu. Don't be calling him names. He's a nice guy. He is. Doesn't talk nonsense. Opposite of you, then. What are you bullying me for? But that's one of your aims for the series, so it's great. Exactly, that's the whole point. Streamer Elite, love it. More of this. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for chilling and watching the whole thing, by the way. And thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you to people like Gara who was in here. I see a few follows coming in from Dilsey, DJ Bruce, Ass Hattery, Buzz the Bee, Leob, Dr. Harlem. But thank you all very much. This was your first one that you actually got to watch live. I do dabble with music, but more of a spare time hobby. Well, make it. You're going to make it as a superstar. I believe in you. Defo first time I've seen you, but love it. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for the mods who came. Thanks for the mods that showed up. Thank you for the stream loots and the subs and the biddies throughout the stream. But yeah, we're going to wrap up there, chat. If you are someone who joined the stream for the first time, usually when we stream one of two different games. But this series happens every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Irish time. And we usually finish around now. We're going to Vegas, man. I'm on the way. Book the flight. We're going. Actually, I meant to ask you where you're going to TwitchCon, but that completely slipped my mind. You should be going to TwitchCon. But as I was saying, this series happens every Tuesday. I'm going to have a different creator on every week. I have a list of creators I'm working on bringing on, but I'm always looking for more. So if you are a creator that was watching the stream, definitely hit me up in the DMs. My Twitter DMs are open. Reach out if you'd like to. And the VODs of these will be available. So if you missed the first half, the VOD goes up the following week, the following Tuesday. But generally on this channel, like I said, we do one of two things. We do the stuff I was talking about, the Royal Rumble with all the mad characters like the Teletubbies, God himself, bloody Santa Claus, Barney the Dinosaur and all that stuff. Or we play some mobile games sometimes as well. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all Thursday. Going to take tomorrow off. Tomorrow's my day off, chat. I'll see you Thursday. Have a good day. And peace out, people. Goodbye.